As a diehard Stargate fan for the past decade or so, I was of course sad when the Sci-Fi Channel decided to cancel Stargate Atlantis in order to make room for Stargate Universe. At the same time, I was excited because I'm always happy to see a new Stargate project in the works, especially one that will extend the life of the franchise. Of course, I should have known not to have anything to worry about, as Stargate Universe is a pretty worthy successor to Stargate Atlantis. I won't say it's quite won me over as much as that show has yet, but like all of the Stargate shows, and most science fiction shows in general, there are some growing pains in the first season. And in this case, with Stargate Universe Season 1.0, it's really only a half a season. But, that being said, it's a pretty good half a season. I like the characters of the show, and even though the feel of it is a little bit kind of like Battle Stargate Galactica, or even maybe Stargate Voyager, it's still a pretty solid show. The Stargate team knows how to create a universe and characters that are instantly interesting and interestingly endearing, and this show is no different. It's a slightly darker, slightly sexier version of Stargate, so it's a little different than what we're used to, but it still manages to get in those moments of humor and some really great action scenes and just some really good science fiction, which is missing on television a lot nowadays. Sure, there's plenty of good genre shows, things like Fringe and stuff like that, but in terms of hard science fiction, there isn't that much, and Stargate Universe really does a great job of picking up the slack there. Now, the show is available on Blu-ray as well as DVD, which is very exciting. I always love to see stuff in Blu-ray, especially stuff like Stargate, which has had very limited presence on Blu-ray so far. And overall, it looks great. It's a television show, so obviously there are some limitations, but for the most part, the Blu-ray transfers are really nice. They're bright, and they're clean, and they're clear. Colors are well saturated. Shadow delineation is terrific. You know, as somebody who doesn't get the Sci-Fi Channel in HD in my home, even though I have HD, it's always nice to watch these shows in high definition rather than standard def. The surround soundtrack is also a step up from the television broadcast, at least in terms of what I have going on at home. This is a show that has a good amount of action in it, and while the surrounds aren't consistently active, you don't get necessarily a full 360-degree sound experience every minute of the show. When things need to get interesting, they do, and that's a plus. Now, in terms of extra features, there's one Blu-ray exclusive, and that is creating a new universe, which is about 40 minutes of making of material that's exclusive to the Blu-ray, so I'm very happy to see that. In addition, you also get an extended version of the pilot episode. You get interviews with the cast of the show. Stargate 101 presented by Dr. Daniel Jackson, which is an extended version of that sort of tutorial from the first episode of SGU. And then you get some video diaries, including some that are exclusive to DVD. These were originally available via the internet. And finally, there are audio commentaries, which of course the Stargate DVDs and Blu-rays are famous for, with cast and crew on every single episode. So it's a pretty solid features-packed disc set, and I'm very happy about that. All in all, Stargate Universe is not quite the perfect Stargate show yet, but it has a lot of potential, and so far I'm enjoying the ride quite a bit. I think you will too. This one, especially on Blu-ray, comes highly recommended.